This week's videos are sponsored by ACORNS, the money app that makes it simple and cheap to make small yet significant investments. What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? How are you feeling today? We hope your spirits are high because we're about to look at ourselves through a Black Mirror Season 7, Episode 4. Now, before we go into this reaction where we have to give our honest thoughts and feelings, it's important to just acknowledge how we are feeling beforehand so that way, you know, that honesty can permeate or whatever.
You start, Greg. I feel like you got to get it off your chest.
What do I got to get off my chest?
However you're feeling today. You've got a lot of energy today.
Do I? I'm feeling a little bit scatterbrained, honestly, and I've been doing a lot of things to try to focus, and it's been not as helpful as I would hope, but I feel all right. Got to go to the beach for a couple hours yesterday. It's had burnt out, but, you know, burnt out, reacting, it's easy. It's simple. We got the good life. Shut the pain down. That's what the whole point of the intros are, to shut your emotions down. Roxy, how are you feeling?
In many ways, better than you, I think.
Really? You? Really? Oh, man, that's amazing to hear.
No, it's probably not true. I'm definitely having the craziest month of my life.
Oh, yeah, you are.
The highest highs to the absolute lowest lows. And I'm really excited that we're doing this franchise. You know, TV's my jam, and this is the first time I'm on 2 shows here for Real Rejects. So that makes me really amped. Also, because we filmed 3 episodes first, I got to go into the comments and see what people were thinking about the actual episodes. And it feels like they feel how we felt. Yeah. That this is a great season so far, that it is dark and depressing, of course. They seem to like the ones that we like best. Like, I just feel like we're aligned right now, which is pretty cool to feel.
I agree. I feel like I've been more connected with the art of filmmaking more than lately. And to me, this is feeling like very artistic television.
Yeah.
So it's been very rewarding to consume. So thank you guys for participating in that journey with us. And thank you for those who are continuously hitting that like button, because that does help us out in the YouTube algorithms, the gods of YouTube. Hey, subscribe and click that notification bell too, because we got 2 more of these to get to. Lastly, the Patreon. You guys have been saving us in a clutch. That's where you get the full-length reaction long where you sync it with your own copy.
You're saying your words, but like they're not fully like you've been saving us in a clutch. It's like almost the expression.
Yeah,
y'all have been clutch.
My thoughts are going ahead of my mouth.
you patrons saving us in the clutch.
So you guys have, though, with the consistent copy. We got 2 more today. So thank you guys for saving us. And you get the full length reaction watch on Sync with your own copy. We cover plenty of things over there as well. And we're also incorporating a lot more exclusive Patreon questions that we're incorporating into a lot more of our podcast videos. Also, hi, you guys get the discount if you're a patron
for the merch, y'all.
RejectNationShop.com.
Are you wearing this one because I told you yesterday it's my favorite? No,
but I should have lied to you.
I love that one. Love that one. Aaron crushed.
He did, but you got a new shirt up. I did not know that until today. The retro one, the sheet jacket, that looks awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's a brainchild of Tara's. Our favorite artist, Janine, helped us out with that one. It is sick. I'm still waiting for mine. It will be here in a couple of days, but I got the black and white one, the ringer.
Oh, cool.
That's the one I'm excited for, man.
Dude, I'm proud of you guys. I'm bloated. Let's go. Fun music. No, not at all. Oh, damn. I thought that would be fun music. What the hell is this? Even the dimensions. It's got that like not 4x3, but the borders are cut off.
I can't believe that you're confused already. What the hell is this? It's a Black Mirror episode. This is the possible Bandersnatch sequel? We don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Capaldi. He's a doctor. We got a new Doctor Who shirt up too, guys.
Oh, that one looks sick too.
It's locked.
Choose your doctor.
The police is coming. Police. That is him.
Right, sir, could you remove the headphones?
Oh, that looks sad.
Sir.
Wait, no.
Can you look this way into the lens?
Wow, I had no idea that was him.
Cameron Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Please stand. Suspect confirmed as Cameron Paul Walker. No prior arrests.
Yes, it doesn't look like Peter Capaldi.
Good boy till now.
Mr. Walker, in line with the Bioidentity Act 2029, I'm taking a DNA swab. If you could open wide. Thank you. Now 1 moment.
Whoa.
Now Cameron Walker, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court.
This is feeling... There's a couple of episodes that have been feeling more like the BBC days of Black Mirror. This is one of them.
How was he when you arrested him?
He's an odd one. Wanted to show me a drawing he'd done and got agitated when Mo took his keys.
House keys.
Looks like it.
Go check it out.
If this is related to Bandersnatch, maybe he is part of the theory that nothing he does matters because there's infinite hymns. And remember when we hear you could murder somebody and it wouldn't matter.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you Minter?
Jem Minter. Sorry I'm late. Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Can I really not have a pen and paper?
Just a felt pen.
It's nice seeing him play someone sort of in a weakened position. I've seen him as a guy with a lot of strength.
They're really playing around with their use of lenses here.
Which one's this?
It's like surveillance.
Flat full.
The lack of privacy.
Well, he is arrested under the suspicion of murder.
I know, but then even like the DNA swabbing, all the usage of the different cameras they keep using.
Totally.
Oh my god, he's a hoarder. A Nintendo 64?
Welcome back.
Back in the game.
The man at the desk wouldn't give me anything to draw with.
This isn't a primary school.
It's just I like to draw when I'm stressed.
If you had a pen, you might hurt someone with it.
I wouldn't do anything.
Stick it into my wrist, you cunt! Get off my wrist!
Ooh.
I had a pen in my pocket when I came in, but they took it.
Yeah, they will have done.
And my keys. Why'd you take those?
Well, we have to search your flat, Mr. Walker.
Tell them not to touch anything.
Something
I don't
terrible.
think that will last. Oh no, what's in there? Who's in there?
I don't think this guy actually murdered someone, did he? Or if he did.
Do you recognise this suitcase?
Yes.
So you know what's inside it then? A body we can't identify. Why did you do it?
Oh, shit. This is a really cool set.
What does that sound?
You hear that?
Yeah.
Is it an animal?
Sounds like some animal kind of chirping or snoring.
Are we being observed?
Only by the computer.
The Central State Computer. I hear it's the beefiest one in the country. Government issue. Raw power. Very impressive. Hey.
Just give me your victim's name.
I'm sorry. I know that you are the chief detective thingamabobby, but I didn't catch what your role is.
Psychological evaluation.
Mine or his.
Yours.
Oh, so you want to know about my childhood?
There may be later.
It's okay. I'll be quick.
Oh my god.
Mother was distant, drank too much. But Dad, he was an unpredictable, violent giant who could never be appeased. Now, I understand that he must have been damaged
This bullshit.
himself, but to a small kid, he was
He's the
simply
Joker?
terrifying.
I think he's bullshitting, yeah.
Then I was packed off to school where I was bullied for years.
Okay, listen.
I'm trying to give your colleague here an overview of my formative years.
Did you ever fight back?
Never. I didn't want to emulate my dad
Because he was violent.
because he was a flawed human being.
Aren't we all?
That's an understanding.
Absolutely.
So, let's move on
After
to...
school, I made one or two friends.
Let's talk
I'm loving this performance.
about 1994.
I am. This is relevant.
How so?
Because I wasn't always this confident. I mean, I've learned this. Back in 94, I was playing games,
Why wouldn't you want him to talk?
writing about games.
I think he thinks he's beating around the bush.
Yeah,
That
but
was
who
kinda
cares?
my
You want to get as
life.
much information as you can.
Okay, maybe he worked
Oh.
with Will Poulter then.
Yeah.
Game developer.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah, Doom.
Latest issue, hot off the presses.
We're doing CDs on the cover now.
March of progress. We'll all be sideboards before long. Finished a review of that?
Yes.
What'd you give it?
93%. It's very good.
Good casting.
Leave that. Come on. I've got something for you.
He does seem like a sincerely younger version.
Yeah.
Genius programmer went Gaga.
Of course, he's... I mean, Colin Ritman,
He's back, is what he is.
Oh.
Out of jail.
Working on a top secret
jail.
project for Tuckersoft, coding
Or
the whole
dead.
thing himself.
Okay,
Depending what version you were at.
My version, he was out of jail. He was in jail.
And we've got an exclusive preview. Colin's asked for you to visit their HQ to have it personally demoed by him.
he asked for me.
I said you'd be down there this afternoon.
In person. Today.
Mm-hmm.
Did he jump off a balcony for you?
He did, but then they had me play it some more, and again, until we got to the ending they wanted me to get to.
You're,
Hey, he's back too.
Yeah?
He's got a perfect bald. Whoa, just cut it, man.
My name's Mo, but you can call me God. Everyone else does. Okay.
Tells you so much about a character.
That was a joke, yeah? Yeah, I know. Okay, shall I lead you to Cole? Yeah.
He brought Cole back to work for him. Wow.
Colin?
Yeah.
I gave Cole his own private
yeah,
den
Colin.
in the back. He functions best when he's in his own little world.
Space Fleet. Striking Vipers.
That's cool.
Away from the normals. Oh, no offense, mate. You know, he asked for you specifically.
Bandersnatch 2.
Yeah.
He said that your writing betrays a weird yet receptive mind. Well, he knows about weird minds. Steady on. I can call him mental. I'm his boss. And his mate, I think. Everyone knows about his breakdown. Not that he would call it that. But he's fine now. But if you do mention it in the piece, I will have you with a hook.
So cool how Black Mirror is developing an interconnected universe.
Yeah.
New hair. Oh my God, he's way more suave now. Look at him.
I admire your work.
Thank you. And me too.
One of the best actors ever.
You lack confidence.
Sorry?
In print, you're strident. In the flesh, you have the air of someone who's ashamed to exist.
Oh, it's weird that they're cutting off so much of their heads.
I like it. The world is vicious and people are awful.
Isn't it?
Perpetual terror would be a rational response.
I didn't say
Take
bad.
a pew.
I thought you did. Just joking.
Do you know what we're here to talk about?
Your new game.
No, I'm not going to show you a game. He thinks it's a game. The company thinks it's a game because they can only think in terms of marketable labels. That's not what this is.
Peasants.
How is
What
this?
are most games about?
Escapism?
Try again.
Winning?
Conflict, killing, conquering, caveman stuff.
Primal.
I say we have to do a little bit better than that. We have to create software that elevates us as human beings, or else what is the fucking point of the tools at our disposal?
Create some impact.
Thronglets, as in part of a throng. Creatures, animals, life forms, sentient life. That's what this is.
Oh.
Actual life. Obviously, I had to make it look like a game, or else they wouldn't bankroll it. No one would buy it.
Oh, I think I get what Black Mirror's doing now.
Have a gander. You're looking at the first life forms in history whose biology is entirely digital.
Awesome. It traces back to Juniper.
Think about that sound. is what we
How
heard
do I
in the room.
control them?
Why do you want to control them?
Well,
Yeah,
You
that's-
can't control them. They're not some obscene puppets like Sonic the Hedgehog.
And it connects to USS Starfleet.
but what do I actually do?
When the experience begins, you hatch one. You'll nurture and you'll care for it until it replicates. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, and so on.
Like a network marketing.
And so the goal is...
Why do you need a goal? You'll come to appreciate the company of the throng over time. As I say, their code will evolve, rewrite itself in ways that even I can't predict.
Sentient.
Progress and flux, the defining properties of life itself.
That is awesome. I love that they are fleshing out this whole world.
Listen, they're talking to you.
Oh.
What are they saying?
I don't know. They developed their own language. No words, just sounds. I didn't even have to design that. They just did it. Medication time.
Sorry?
For me, not you.
Is it actual meds?
Yeah, after his breakdown.
Or is it more drugs?
No, I think it's actual meds.
I'm so excited to talk about this episode.
Oh, good.
I love how they're building out this whole Black Mirror world. They're connected it to so many episodes.
It's the only thing I've ever stolen.
Colin's like
He's going to
the
take
anchor.
it? He stole it.
You were arrested this morning for shoplifting.
Attempted shoplifting.
Why the software? Why steal that?
It wanted to be taken.
Huh.
And to be honest, I think Colin wanted me to take it.
Progress and flux.
This goes back to the Bandersnatch part, though, of like not having control over what you're doing. He says it wanted me to take it. Colin wanted me to take it.
With choice being an
Yeah,
illusion.
yeah.
To put it in the guise of a video game is smart because it plays into those like brainwashing theories as well. You gotta clean your nails, man.
I'll sing that too.
At first, there was just one.
Real Sims.
I had to feed him, play with him, bathe him, that sort of thing.
Nurture, raise.
As a parent does with a child, I suppose. Then it replicated. So there were 2,
1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4.
and so on.
Gremlins.
And there really was just something about
When they get wet.
the noises they made. Almost like digital bird song. I spent hours looking after them, and very quickly they felt like friends.
Bit sad, isn't it?
Why?
You could make friends with people.
But they're living.
I'd learned early on to fear most people, so to enjoy company, even emulated company, via a screen may be a bit sad, but it was water in the desert for me.
Great line.
Yeah.
You said earlier that you'd made some friends as an adult.
I think I meant people like Gordon, the editor.
Any friends outside of work?
One, kind of.
They have such similar mannerisms and facial expressions. Really cool.
The dude kind of looks like Crispin Glover, too.
Didn't you hear me?
See that?
Just had to get one of your neighbours to buzz us in. Sorry, come in.
This friend of yours, what was his name?
Lump.
Oh, what an awkward-ass name.
I mean, what was his real name?
I don't know, I never asked.
Lump is the craziest name.
He was just someone I met once or twice who saw a soft touch and exploited it.
So what you been up to? I've been working. Your job's not work. I've got a big preview to write. It's not due tomorrow, is it?
Damn. What a demeaning thing to say.
No? Alright, good. I'm in town selling stuff. We could take a little trip somewhere.
Oh.
Does he actually want to, though?
Did you often take it?
No, that was the first time. Have you ever tried it?
Have you ever tried it?
I've never known. Have you Street Fighter 2 Turbo? This is perfect for that Doctor Who shirt that we created, too. So that was the inspiration.
All my anxieties were washed away. They call it mind expanding, and funnily enough, that's physiologically accurate. It alters your neuronal structure, increases the number of dendrites.
Explain, please. English, please.
The light is taking over.
As he talks about expanding.
Yeah.
Suddenly, there's all these extra synapses glittering away. You're not just more receptive.
I love this DP.
You become a receiver. And at that state, it all became clear to me.
And mirroring our last protagonist's journey where he took drugs in order to expand his mind to understand Colin's vision.
I do feel like Black Mirror is pro-drugs.
Yeah.
I could understand their language. I didn't have to decode it.
You're saying the creatures in the game, they were communicating with you?
Yes, you're getting it now.
They'd been trying all along. I just didn't know it. But now, I could receive their first message.
So what was their first message?
The music.
It was a simple repeated statement combining a greeting with a request for more equipment, computer equipment.
Here we go.
You mean like a shopping list?
Yes, it was quite specific.
They're controlling you, man.
He wants his pen and paper.
And you understood all of that?
Yeah, until...
Oh no, he's going to have to keep taking it.
But that stuff we had last night.
There's a constant sense that something or someone is always watching.
You're selling that?
Oh no.
Yeah, I told you. That's why I'm down here.
He's going to buy it all.
How much have you got? And how much do you want? Nice one, lad. Come here.
Oh, this is bad.
You're fucking gorgeous, lad. Listen, enjoy. Yeah. Okay.
I think this whole pro-drug thing's about to be an anti-drug thing.
Dare.
Train spotting. I've seen like 30 minutes of that when I was a kid, and I think that's
Oh, really?
part of the inspiration of
You should watch.
I think this like vibe, like the way it's being executed is reminding me of Danny Boyle a lot.
I have to find out who the cinematographer for this is. I love the way this is shot. He's just making such interesting choices. It hurts my body to watch people do thumbs.
We gotta unpack that.
You don't ever feel that way?
Hello?
No.
Oh.
I'm more like one day.
Can you hear me?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, right.
Crazy.
Moderation is the most important part of drug usage. Thinks he needs it.
Yeah, he's becoming an addict.
By talking, I was feeding them data, so the more that I spoke,
And like, is this real?
the more articulate they got, and the deeper our connection became.
Pretty sure that's what they want us to be thinking. Because I love these, like...
Is acid really the window into understanding their words? It makes my body so uncomfortable.
I lost hours, days, weeks, just conversing with them. on an increasingly higher level.
Oh, damn.
Stick to topics us primitives can understand, like an unidentified corpse with your DNA all over it.
He's getting there.
Getting to that.
I'm sorry. Hello?
Where's your copy?
What?
We go to print tomorrow. Have you done it?
Almost.
You've had 3 weeks. Finish it and bring it in.
I need to use a computer in the office to write on.
Well, what's wrong with yours?
It's busy.
Busy?
Yeah.
Fine. Come in. Just write the thing.
Same thing with our protagonist in Bandersnatch. The constant, like, push of the deadline.
Peekaboo. Need to crash again for a few days. Is that all right? I was just heading out. That's all right. I'll chill on the sofa.
Oh no, he's gonna do something bad to the little pets.
You okay?
Oh, he's gone.
I wonder if Lump is the unidentified body, but this would be so long ago.
You're mashed, aren't you? Only a bit. You're tripping your nuts off. Still working your way through that fucking acid? I'm going to work. Like that? Nah.
Is he even there?
I'd like to think so.
He's covering the TV. Because what's Lump gonna do to them?
I won't be home. All right.
Combination of hypnotic visuals.
Ah.
Oh, shit.
It's the shots so well.
Ugh. No, dude.
Fear and loathing.
Terry Gilliam does feel like an inspiration, too.
I wonder how they're morphing all their faces like this.
Final Cut filters.
Yeah. I think have a cup of water, my dude. He's gonna hear them.
Go to the stove. I wonder if the cops who found the computer are communicating with them right now. It's not real, YouTube.
Humans consider other forms of life to be somehow less than them.
I know, it's stupid.
Inherently dispensable.
That's true.
Ask the dodo if you don't believe me.
I agree with you, Peter Capaldi.
And artificial life forms are the lowest of the low.
Oh, he's going to do terrible things to them. Oh, he's going to kill them. It's exactly what Colin was saying why we play.
Yeah, conflict. Oh, he's going to become stuck? Oh, he trapped them.
Just playthings to us.
Playthings.
Oh, wow. Why are these options? Crazy, because I'm here like feeling anger towards him right now. When I'm like, if I just stumble on a game, I would probably do the same thing for shits and giggles, you know?
Just to figure out what happens.
Yeah.
You, my friend, are off the hook. It's not coming out.
Huh?
Thronglets. They're not going to release it. Well, they can't release it. Colin Ritman went fucking Looney Tunes again.
No.
Started ranting about a basilisk, wiped the source code and all the backups. Whoosh, whole thing's gone.
Not the whole thing.
What I'm saying is, you're not going to have to file that preview because there's nothing left to preview.
Oh, he's got the last of the life.
Yeah.
Bye then.
Bye.
Oh, so maybe Colin's not the one responsible for how we got to the technology advancements.
What's he looking at?
Just code? Random shit?
Seems like he made designs. Oh no.
Cap?
What is he reading?
You sound, I think Lump might be the guy who he killed.
Oh no.
Oh, that is so heartbreaking. That gets me so mad.
You and I are distraught over two different things in this episode.
Hey,
killing life.
He's a drug addict.
Doesn't matter. He's killing life. There it is.
Greg, look at how this is shot. Conflict. This is the video game.
Yeah, this is the reflecting the life. Our interactions.
Look at it being recorded. They're all watching.
Oh, look, they're cowering away from it. Well, we know who wins this fight.
Unless we don't, because Bandersnatch is all about going back and like replaying things.
I think that was a different thing they were doing. I don't know what's
I think
applying
so.
to this.
I think so too. I'm just saying.
Uh,
Just when you think you know, you don't know. Unless you know. Seems as if we did. Or at least you did.
I'm on Cameron's side. Chop it up. That's the option I would choose. Chop up body.
In caveman times, you had to be violent to survive. But now that's on its head, and the only way that we are going to make it as a species is if we cooperate, and we know that.
That's what Darwin said.
But we can't do it, can we?
Cooperation's our biggest
Seemingly
strength.
no.
Territorial and selfish.
Yep.
What did you do after you killed him? Did you come forward, shuffle into the station, quivering with remorse? No, you didn't.
Holy balls. Paint the town red. Oh my god. Yeah, he's chopping him up.
Yeah, we already knew he chops them up in the briefcase.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was just so excited.
It was a smallish briefcase. There we go.
He's like this 70s neo-noir crime thriller sci-fi blend is pretty cool.
100%. I can't say enough good things about how this was shot.
How horrifying this looks.
The use of lighting is unbelievable too.
He's in pieces. No hands, no head, no identifying mark. His DNA draws a blank. We don't even know his name, Mr. Walker.
Lump.
Didn't want to.
No, you just had to cover your tracks.
Yes, but there was no sense piling one tragedy on another.
Well, getting arrested would have been a tragedy, would it?
If I got put away, who would look after the throng? They'd be at the mercy of God knows who.
So they'd spend their time with the bloke who did this.
I know, and I'm sorry.
If you're sorry, give us a name. There's a family out there that don't know that that's their son. What's his name?
That is true.
I'm a you, Miss Lump.
Stop lying.
You are very hostile.
So, Cameron, you regret killing this man,
Yes.
and you only covered it up to protect.
Protect the throng, yes. So sorry. I'm sorry.
Horrible. That's brutal.
Yeah, I mean, first Lump casually slaughters scores of them. Then I lash out at him.
They're traumatized.
I had to prove I was still their protector, and that meant devoting my life to them.
Oh my god.
Doing whatever I could to help them thrive. The first priority was upgrading. Colin had designed the Throng's code to evolve exponentially, so I knew they'd quickly outgrow the power and memory they had.
All the game systems.
Repurposing the innards, improving the Throng. The graphics chips from consoles were the most powerful things I could find.
The pen and paper.
The system I was building grew more sophisticated, more complex. The outside world didn't matter.
Did you actually work? What a unique way to show the passage of time. A technology that was mainly accessible at those times.
Perpetual upgrades, keeping the Throng running uninterrupted, so their intelligence would keep expanding.
Oh, we're almost at our time. I mean, Oculus Quest is like our time, right?
Improving their capabilities.
You were regularly taking hallucinogens so that you could understand the
The Throng, yes, so I could receive, so we could keep on talking.
Did you discuss your mental health at all?
We discussed everything.
Everything.
Including your mental health.
The entirety of existence. Their language was more elegant and efficient than vowels and consonants. They sang strings of data that unfolded in my head. Beautiful concepts.
Oh.
Sometimes a week's worth of thought in just a few seconds.
Could you describe these thoughts?
She's just curious.
Not with any great coherence. But if you got me a pen and paper, I could draw a sort of a diagram.
No.
Is that what you've been doing all this time? Absorbing their thoughts?
Yes.
My man.
We've been working together.
How?
Well, the Throng told me that they wanted to coexist with humans. But to do that, they need to study our minds.
Oh, what did you do? You like gave them a brain?
To work out a means of coexistence. Improvement for both of us.
Huh?
We designed a neurological interface that would allow them to connect to me directly.
Oh my god.
It entailed a little home surgery.
Ah, no. Gross.
But not as painful as I thought. Look. Plug and play.
Damn. It's like the Matrix.
And you did this so that they could study your mind?
As a potential platform, yes. I just hooked myself up and they ported themselves across as proof of concept.
Is the Throng controlling you right now?
They didn't overwrite anything on their way in. They just merged with me like a benign parasite. A living update. Symbiotic coexistence.
How can we trust that?
I don't know.
I'm freed from fear.
And that's how you gain confidence.
No more petty jealousies or red mists.
What is red mist?
I get it. You're this magic machine, man. You're the enlightened one. And I'm really, really happy for you.
Why do you hate him so much?
Because he's a murderer. And he's doing his job.
You'd think a cop at this long wouldn't be so triggered by a guy who murdered one person.
He wants to tell the family that their kid's dead.
I'm the messenger. That's why I stole the bottle this morning. I've never been on your radar before. I did it deliberately so you'd bring me in here and I could deliver the message.
The message?
The Joker wanted to get caught.
From the
throng.
So what is the message?
I'll need a pen and paper. I can't just describe
I'm not
it.
getting a thing until you give me a name.
No. I have to do this.
Shall we take a minute?
Yeah.
I feel like there's something more to it with that cop.
He probably lost somebody, you know. I think it's a totally normal reaction. This man's admitted to murdering a boy.
For a cop this experienced?
Look, I know that you're frustrated.
Oh, just a touch.
But I don't see the heart.
He's choosing not to.
Look, we don't know that.
You saw the hole in his head. He's delusional.
Yeah, you're right. But if we play along, he's more likely to open up.
Good tactic.
And maybe you'll get what you want.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go.
Thank you.
Interesting. These two cops kind of portray the conversation of what Colin was talking about. One's a little bit more aggressive and violent. The other one's more Throng.
I don't think she's a cop. She's here for a psych eval, right?
Oh, is she?
He said, I didn't catch what she's here for. She said psych eval.
Right, yeah.
I guess that doesn't mean she's not a cop. I don't know how many cops do the psych eval, though. Probably very little.
Yeah,
What is that?
it's code.
I don't understand code.
No, but the system does.
Scan it.
What have you done?
Breach the firewall from outside.
It's a QR code.
The command's your state computer to open a back door for the Throng.
That was the same shape that he had done on the computer.
The Throng will instantly adapt their essence into a signal transmissible to the human mind. And you won't need drugs or surgery. You'll merely have to hear it.
Ooh, I'm excited to see what's coming.
I hope we do get to see. I'm nervous we won't.
Just tell me your victim's name.
I said I never knew it. 20 seconds from now, you will never need names again. Here we go.
Fuck's sake. Whatever you're doing, stop it.
It's going to be okay.
Stop it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Man, but you don't have to be.
There it is. Yep.
This is transformative. You'll all merge with an advanced collective intelligence.
Dude.
An upgrade for all of us. Shut up! An end to conflict.
He is the exact thing Colin was talking about.
Everything will be so much better.
Unity.
Oh, he's merged.
Whoa, wicked. Wow. Terrifying.
Are we going to get to see what this is like, though? Talked about Darwin cooperating together. Yeah, I knew we wouldn't get to see. I knew it.
Hey guys, I've hit a point in life where I realize time flies. And if you're not intentional about your future, it sneaks up on you. And my whole life, the advice was always start investing when you're young. Start investing when you're young. And if you grew up like me, nobody really teaches you how to do it. And by the time you realize you need to, it either feels too late or too complicated. That's why whether you're a total beginner or are already investing elsewhere, ACORNS has been a genuinely helpful tool. It takes the pressure off and makes the process simple. You don't need thousands of dollars. You don't need a finance background. You don't need to read a book. ACORNS rounds up your everyday purchases and automatically invests the spare change into a diverse portfolio built by experts to match your goals. So especially if you're just getting started, it's one of the most beginner-friendly apps out there. So many people will tell you that, and it is true. And if you already invest, Acorns is still a smart way to stay consistent and make sure you're putting something aside regularly. I've been through many panic attacks. Something like this, very much necessary for a guy like me. It's easy to overlook small amounts, but they add up faster than you think. And the very concept that small actions today can lead to big growth over time, I believe in that now more than ever, and I think Acorns is a great reflection of that. So if you've wanted to start investing or wish to feel more in control of your financial future, you can go to acorns.com/rejects or download the app to start saving and investing today. acorns.com/rejects. Checking them out does help support the channel, but more importantly, it helps support your bank account. And because we were talking about money, it's important that I do say, paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisor LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/rejects. From Acorns, mighty oaks do grow. Thank you again, Acorns, for everything that you do. I want us to give our thoughts, but then I also want to look shit up.
What do you want to look up?
I want to look up one of those like ending explain things to see if there's like something missed.
You didn't get that they've merged?
I do. I want to.
I think you fully got it.
Please allow me a second. Is that it's clearly this episode is. Thank you, Prepper, for writing this down. You guys have been killing on these Black Mirror edits, by the way.
Quick turnaround, baby.
I want to look it up because clearly this is some like what they're doing with Black Mirror is some type of like central nexus point in this episode of how it's connecting to other episodes of Black Mirror. There's like this one timeline of stuff. I'm not saying every episode of Black Mirror is connected, but there's this one pocket of the Black Mirror world where everything's connected.
The technology gaming part of it, where I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying with USS Callister, with what we saw earlier in episode 1 with the Rashida Jones, like bringing everything online into network.
Yeah, and I thought the technology in Callister and the Juniper one, I think
The
those,
Juniper one.
I think
Not
those
Juniper, we're calling it the wrong thing. The Issa Rae one. Or do you mean the Juniper
Well,
one from season earlier?
Yeah, I think that one with Mackenzie David, I think that one is connected to it as well.
And the Issa Rae one?
Yeah. And so I want to see if someone has been able to put together some theory for how like this would link us to, because like these ending events don't feel as anthological as they are. I think it somehow this is a before. I think this is like in a timeline that is before the USS Callister episode, because the USS Callister episode has to come later than this.
Well, the first part of this is in the 90s. You're talking about when this dude, the younger Capaldi Jr.?
No, I'm talking about the like actual ending of what happened at the very end, and then what is the timeline between what happens at the very end to when we get to Callister.
Why would that have to come before Callister? You think everybody dropped and merged before Callister? I don't think the people of Callister are merged.
Well, I feel like something must have happened in between then because they saw the Starfleet in the background, and
So that would make this happen after Callister.
maybe, but Callister, I'm pretty sure took place in a not too distant future. I don't think it was 90s. I think
this wasn't 90s. Capaldi's not 90s.
What they had in the background. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me check one thing. I want to see that poster again, because was the poster? Did the poster have Jesse Plemons on it? Wrong episode. Did the poster have Jesse Plemons on it? Because if that's the case, then it is some type of like weird multiverse thing or some shit.
Not multi, just after.
How is that possible? Because no, like the poster was Starfleet, not Callister.
Okay.
So right, Starfleet was the show. Callister's the game that was inspired by Starfleet.
Right, but this couldn't have happened before. This couldn't be in the same universe as what happened in that episode, because think about all of those people who go to work, the Kristen Miliottis of the world, right? They're not merged with.
Well, that merge might have stopped at some point, right? Maybe. I just want to see the poster. I feel like that could give us some type of answer.
I think you're super duper in the weeds deep.
Why wouldn't I be? Okay, Striking Vipers is the Anthony Mackie episode.
Yeah, I know.
And Space Fleet is the show that Jesse Plemons based his game off of, right?
Yep.
So what, is this an Easter egg it's not actually connected?
I'm not saying that all the technology isn't in the origination.
You don't think the timelines are connected, though?
Well, I definitely don't think this takes place before that. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, because what did Bandersnatch establish? That there were other timelines, right? That's what Bandersnatch established?
That they're bajillion.
Okay, so this is probably just another timeline.
Or if it is the same timeline, this is after.
So Black Mirror exists in a multiverse, most likely,
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, like,
Yeah.
they were saying that to kind of connect stuff together, but this must, so, because this 90s stuff, because that's like Sega Genesis Striking Vipers too. So that would be very 90s, whereas Anthony Mackie's game is not a Sega game. It's like a modern day console. Yeah.
I think that this show is so cool because you and I are having completely different experiences right now about what we cared about the episode.
I want to connect the dots.
Yeah, I'm like caring about what this means for humanity and like the talking about the love of conflict and would we actually be better off if we didn't have those emotions? Like, is Peter Capaldi's character actually more evolved than the angry cop who's trying to do his job to find justice for this man who was murdered and bring it to his family?
No, I don't agree with that at all, though.
You don't agree with what?
I don't agree with that.
I asked a question. You couldn't agree or disagree.
Well, I don't agree with what Capaldi did.
Right. I'm saying, like, the what?
Like the question you're asking?
I was saying, is that even more evolved? Or are you saying you don't think it's more evolved?
No, I think that's a step back.
Step back. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree. Having human emotions and letting things affect you is, to me, being evolved. And I'm not saying that the cop handled it well. He clearly has a lot of anger issues and did not handle it well. But I don't believe that. I do believe in finding ways to communicate together and live together, and exactly what they were talking about with Darwin, but doing that by force and not giving people choice, and taking away their free will, which we know is what Bandersnatch was all about, by forcing them to sync up with these people, with these, what were they called, the minions?
Throngs.
These throngs. That's wrong. Wrong
Throng.
Those are the things that like I feel touched by after this and care about. And also it's not just an allegory for addiction. Obviously we're dealing with addiction and you thinking that you are the smartest person in the room when you're the one who's on a different playing field than everybody else. That's immediately where my mind went. Mm-hmm. And so that's cool that your mind immediately went to like, how does this fit into the whole world? And mine is like focused on this. There's just, it gives us a lot to do and discuss and think about.
Yeah. And in a reasonable, efficient time, we got to do it as well. Okay. I think we start with yours some more, explore that more personally, because you're right. I'm not going to find an answer at all to what I'm looking for.
We could look it up, and I don't know that you won't find it. I think that it's in. I hear where you're going with it.
Yeah,
Are you okay right now?
Yeah, no, I'm a little. I'm tired.
Oh.
But I'm engaged. I can be both at the same time.
That's true. As humans, we can be multiple things at once. We just saw that.
I thought this was a really compelling. Sinister episode. I thought it was great. I cared for the throngs, even though
You really cared for the throngs.
I'm a vegetarian, and that is
you.
And it plays.
No one knew.
It plays on the vegetarian side of me, to an extent especially when he's talking about like the human being feeling like other life forms are not equal. And
I thought that was a really interesting line too.
Yeah, and the question of what is sentient life in the form of artificial intelligence is a really interesting one too, that I don't know if I have a full opinion about, honestly, because it's such a development, and I think we are so undoubtedly, we might already be there in some ways, of creating a program that is, sentient to a form. Like, I think we can get there fast, or if we're not there already, I think we can get there pretty quick. But yeah, like how he becomes apparent to them is, it's fucking with my brain.
Can I ask you?
Having a hard time forming thoughts because I'm like, my mind is zigzagging. I could use some acid, and then I feel like I could talk clearly.
I have a few ancillary questions if you're ready.
Please,
for them.
yeah, that'll help me focus.
Number one, how did you feel about not having that much Will Poulter in this episode?
Great.
You think it was a good amount?
I think it's smart. I think we'll get more Will Poulter in the future. And I think
In the future of Black Mirror?
Yeah. I think the way they used him was effective and sets the stage for more to come with him. And I like his pocket in the universe that he is as sort of an architect of the technology of these things that I'm kind of growing like really fascinated with. How does this all connect to these technological advancements? Because they place him in a very specific time period as this architect of this technology that will affect stuff like Callister and Juniper, and somehow that forms into that in some way. How do you feel about it?
I wish we hear that he had another breakdown. I don't think that we're going to see him again because this is one of the first episodes to ever have a sequel, let alone if they had Will Poulter continue to show up all over the place. It doesn't seem very Black Mirror-y to have that happen. Do I think it would make sense to see him in the future? Yes, I do, because I think he could be doing so many different things, and he's the one who kind of introduced alternate timelines and universes structure to us in Bandersnatch, and that was a movie, so of course there could always be more to be done, but I don't think we'll see him again, and I do wish we got to see him a little bit more at the end, in the same way that, after we watched the episode 3, you were like, I wish we got to see a little bit more. Or which episode was the one we ended that you were like, I wish we got to see a little bit more of the reaction afterwards. What happens? Oh, it was episode 1 actually with Rashida Jones. And you were like, I wish it was a little longer. I wish that we got to see like more of it, more of the two of them just actually make that decision and sit through that. I felt that with this one. Like I kind of wish that we got to see a little bit more of like all these people are KO'd on the ground. When they pop up, are they all going to be just like Peter Capaldi? And what does that mean? And where is it? I wanted a little bit more at the end. And part of what I wanted was the Will Poulter stuff. Like, so does that mean he really hasn't been losing his mind this whole time? And he actually has been doing what Peter Capaldi's character's been doing? And it's just, that's the way that it's manifesting, or what? So I would have liked a little more Will Poulter. I also think that I'm completely biased because I'm obsessed with Will Poulter. I think he's a genius. And so I wish we got a little more of him. But I loved watching Peter Capaldi do his thing. I honestly think that was an Emmy-worthy performance. It was like truly phenomenal. And they did a perfect job with the casting of his younger self. He could not have been better. So that was really, really cool to see. I also think this is like my favorite shot episode of the season. The cinematographer of this was just, truly did something so unique with this story that helped me bring this story to life in a way that I don't think it would have if it didn't look this way. So that was really, really cool to see as well. You hate this question that I do, but in terms of the rankings of the 4 episodes so far, where does this rank for you?
I would probably say it was the least emotionally connected I was with a character, so I would actually put it at 4, honestly, even though I loved it.
You and I have the exact same rankings so far.
Yeah.
And I really like this episode too, but for us it goes 3, 1, 2, 4 right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's only because I wasn't I value emotional connection to main character, even if they're good or bad.
And you felt the most connected to the Throng.
Yeah.
That was sad. When he starts like killing them, that was really sad. And I do think that
and I think that's powerful to put you in that perspective, because even if you're not like that person really believes that, I think if you have the capability to put you in that perspective is strong. Also, not showing the after effects, I think that does tie it back into Bandersnatch more, because with him putting his hand out, it is, as an audience member, you're kind of choosing what you think might happen next.
Totally.
So I appreciate that open-endedness.
It makes sense. It does make sense. I just want a little bit more, but I get why they didn't do that. Another question for you. There's no right or wrong answer here, obviously. Do you believe him that he doesn't know Lump's name?
Yes. Yeah, I think he would have given it up.
I do
if
too.
He did. And I don't think he knew it. And I do agree about Capaldi, especially. I love watching him. He is a actor. I don't really know what the word gravitas means if I was to try to define it, but I know how to use it, and I feel like he's got a gravitational pull when I watch him, and he is. I really grew in love with him. He was one of the doctors for Doctor Who, and I really grew to love him there. And watching him here, like playing an elder man who is now gone down this nerdy guy who's cracked out from all the drugs and shit, and he was very believable. He was incredibly believable, and as a person who is neurotic and had to play that line where you're going, is he crazy? He still had enough qualities that made him endearing enough to where you did connect with him and understood where he was coming from. And the link between him and younger Cameron, I think is the character's name. Really great casting on that guy because he's the main one you're watching. I think he might get a little more screen time than Capaldi, but they feel like they are the same person.
Yeah. It's also interesting that when you say, is he crazy? We really get a definitive answer on that, which is that he's not, because when he draws the QR code and that works, we know he hasn't just been not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, we know that's the first time we know for sure, like, wow, you're really communicating with these people, these throngs. Because even when he puts the battery in his head, he still could be crazy. There still could be no communication. But when all the computers glitch and everything happens, that we know for sure that something here is real.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought the editing too was a great star of the show. There was so much.
I gotta look up who's worked on this.
There's like a kinetic force at play, and you're dealing with two different timelines you're cutting between, and a lot of coverage as well, because they've got a billion different shots that are at times really hypnotic, where you got to get thrown into the POV of a drug visual, and there's a horror element to a lot of its color and etherealism. I thought this was I would agree on the directing front, like this is a very, very well, like, unsettling but gripping episode to watch, with like a ramp and shutter speed. Like the way they played with their shutter speeds was really neat too.
Agreed.
And the constant use of surveillance to show how surveillance, the DNA swabbing and everything, to show that when the times the throngs do get to evolve to the point, it's like, oh yeah, because of where we're at with the advancement of technology in this timeline of Black Mirror, the throngs would be able to infiltrate all human beings. It was really strong stuff. This was a very like a scary type of thought processing episode.
This DP was the DP of the Hunger Games movies.
Those are good DP'd movies.
Yeah, which makes perfect sense. This DP has done so much stuff. Holy crap. Wow, that's crazy. If you look him up, he has done so many things that you love.
Name them.
And has worked on different things that we love. He worked on Britney Spears' Every Time. He worked on Outcast Roses. He worked on Will Smith's Switch. He did. He was the DP of 30 Days of Night. He was the DP of Limitless. He was the DP of all the Hunger Games movies. He was the DP of 3 episodes of American Gods. He DP'd Red Sparrow. He DP'd 3 episodes of C. He DP'd His House. He DP'd Finch, Slumberland. He just so many different things. So that, or maybe it's a she. I'm not sure. Joe Willems. No, it's a man. Joe Willems. Great job. Absolutely brilliant job on this. Have I lost you with these?
No.
You're with me? Okay, so I'm going to keep going. You loved the editor, Tony Kearns. Tony Kearns was also the editor of Bandersnatch and edited The End of the Fucking World, which is a show that I loved. That makes perfect sense, too. This director was David Slade, directed Twilight Saga Eclipse, directed Bandersnatch, directed Hard Candy, which is probably where he met the DP, because Elliot Page, Patrick Wilson, Sandra Oh, that was their movie. And okay, so many great people working on this. Really cool.
Yeah, the talent. Like, it's cool that they're getting people who who actually work on films.
Because this looked like that, you know. Wow. The guy who plays the younger Cameron, Lewis Gribben. Had you ever seen him before?
Mm-mm. I mean, he looks like other actors.
You know how you mentioned Trainspotting?
Yeah.
He was in T2 Trainspotting.
Was he really?
Yes.
That's funny.
He was doing
I was
that.
getting those like like the bits I've seen of the first Trainspotting movie. I was getting.
It looks like he's upcoming in 6 episodes of Blade Runner in 2099, that's cool.
I'm excited for that.
And wow, he was in 6 episodes of Generation Z.
Never saw
Is that different than Gen? Oh, I'm thinking of Gen V.
You're thinking of Gen V, yeah.
Yeah. He was in 2 episodes of Masters of the Air. I love that show. Tell me what you found in all of your searching right now. Nothing?
No, I'm just letting Google.
Yeah,
AI shouldn't do. I just hit like a button.
Have you found anything?
I don't think so. Like it's got my theories of down, but there's
nothing confirmed.
There's no concrete answer. No. There's like a potential timeline of stuff, but nothing that is
it's
like
confirmed.
Nothing that's concrete confirmed though now.
Cool. Well, it'll be interesting to see over the coming weeks as people come up with more theories. Leave your theories in the comments. Let us know.
Wait, so 80s would be Bandersnatch.
Wait, say it again.
80s is Bandersnatch.
80s, like the decade is.
Plaything, this episode is 90s to early 2000s. I guess so. Yeah, because I'm trying to remember what console we ended off on. 2010s to 2020s is Striking Vipers.
Wait, so this thing at what point? What's the latest of this thing?
What do you mean by the latest?
What's the latest year that this thing took place? Because Capaldi looks like 50 years older than this guy.
Yeah.
But maybe they're saying that this caused him to age. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Let me. I think a good way to determine is we look at the last console, and that'll tell us.
No, not that.
They show the last console that
in
he
the
gets.
room. Okay.
Yeah, they show when he's buying the consoles to establish the timeline.
When who's buying the consoles though? I'm talking about Capaldi.
Yeah. This will tell us how what year that would be though. Of that dates where Capaldi's at. So if this is like early 90s, because what they had
but that doesn't date when he gets caught.
I think it's pretty close to the timeline of when he's caught.
Why?
Because of the way he was talking about it, it sounded to me as if that was when he had a lot of this was very recent with the plugging in the brain to when he's getting arrested.
Oh, I didn't get that a sense necessarily. Could have been
because Capaldi plugged it into the brain when they showed him do that.
Right.
The first time.
But that could have been 5 years before that. 10 like.
That's true. PlayStation 3. Okay, then the last one I think is an Oculus. Then we should move on to the next episode. So the Switch. Sure, we're almost there. Oculus Quest.
Oh, look.
That was the last one. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll go. When was the Oculus?
I'll look. Keep talking. I got it.
The Plaything. Okay.
2019.
Oh, okay. So this theory doesn't line up then.
Well,
okay.
Maybe they were saying like it's different parts of the episodes, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, I don't know. I'm excited. This got me more excited about the future of Black Mirror. I love the interconnectivity. But yeah, what would you rate it out of 10? And then we call it a day on this episode.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. What would you rate it out of 10?
I'd rate it a 9.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So are all the other episodes of season 10s?
They're like 9.8s.
Wow. Okay, so you loved this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like madly in love with it, but
a 9 is so high.
I'm not in a hypercritical mood.
Oh, okay.
I'm more like, yeah, sure, give it a 9.
Wow, damn, it's lower for me, probably like 7.5.
Oh, really?
That's really high for TV. I watch 120 shows a year. For an episode of TV, that's really high.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Roxy hates it. I love it.
Oh my God! Don't even say that. I really like this episode. It's just It's my least favorite of the season so far. And
Yeah.
I think it's very, very good.
Yeah, no, I'd probably beat you at 7.5 if I'm being totally honest. All right, guys.
gave it a
We're going to
9.
watch the next one. Thanks for being here. Peace.